Do you sometimes struggle to really stay motivated to keep moving forward in your business? I mean, being an entrepreneur is not always a fun ride, and it's really up to each one of us to pull ourselves up and find that motivation to keep moving forward, even on some of those days when it seems a lot easier said than done, right? Hi, I'm Kay Sanders. I'm your intuitive business coach, helping you turn your passion into successful and thriving business. And in today's Daily Insight, I would like to share with you 8 tips, 8 simple steps that can help you stay motivated in your business. I mean, let's face it. I mean, I talked about yesterday in a Daily Insight that, being an entrepreneur is sometimes not as easy as it might seem. And it can be, the hardest, most challenging job that anyone could have, right? I like to consider being an entrepreneur a wild roller coaster ride, because it's never just smooth. We all have those major ups, major downs, and some straight lines, and then going backwards and left and right. So I believe that I really consider being an entrepreneur is like the most exciting journey and really a wild roller coaster ride. And not everyone is really made for that, right? Not everyone is made to be an entrepreneur, because if there were, so many more people would be an entrepreneur. Now, I would like to share a quick, story with you. Like back in May, I had a very, very rough time. I was going through another one of my awakenings, spiritual awakenings, and it really felt more like an identity crisis, because I questioned everything. I questioned myself. I questioned my business. I questioned like, what have I been doing? Is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? So I really was going down the rabbit hole badly. And have you ever experienced that where you feared that you were even close to giving up? Because in that moment, back in May, I had that moment. During that whole identity crisis, I really questioned, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? I mean, literally nothing made sense anymore. And I really had those moments where I felt lost, really, truly lost. And that's when it hit me that this identity crisis, it really had a reason. So what I did was I really went inside. I did some meditation. I really asked, what is truly going on here? What am I here to do? What am I meant to do? And I focused on the 8 steps that I'm going to share with you here in this video. It really helped me get my head back in the game. And I'm so grateful that I have learned these 8 steps, because without them, I may have not gotten out of my identity crisis the way I did. So, let's talk about those 8 steps. I mean, these 8 steps can really help you to stay motivated and, get out of that downward spiral, whenever you get off track. Okay, so the first tip, the first strategy that you can use is have a strong enough why. I mean, this is like the most important thing overall, because when you feel down, when you have a really bad day, and when you question yourself, what am I here to do? Why am I doing this? This is not working. When you have a strong enough why, you can then reconnect to that why, because that's really the reason why you're in this. If your why is strong enough, it will really help you get back on track, get your head back in the game. So really think about, what is your why? Why did you start this journey in the first place? Is it because you want to, spend more time with your family? Maybe you want to travel. You want to, really make that impact. Maybe you had that deep inner feeling that there's so much more possible for you. And having a job will not bring you the fulfillment that it could give you, being an entrepreneur, making a difference, maybe going into speaking, maybe, impacting the world. Think about, what is your why? Even maybe thinking about what you don't want to go back to. That's one of the things. Like I knew, well, if I give up my business, I have to go back to get a job. I don't want to get a job again. So that's another thing you might want to think about, that instead of, not just thinking about your why, but also thinking about, what's going to happen if you're giving up. So that might also, for some, that might be really the driving force that's going to help you get your head back in the game. Like, oh, I don't want to go back to work, right? Now, tip number 2, have a daily routine to help you stay positive. I mean, this is also so very important, because, let's face it, we have that ego mind, that inner gremlins going on, and you want to stay positive. So some of the daily things that I like to do and that I highly recommend is meditation, journaling. You can also do yoga, exercises, whatever to really stay focused, stay positive. Now, tip number 2, and also, just going back, you want to make it a daily routine, not just from time to time, but no, daily. Best thing, do something in the morning, like first thing when you get up, do something positive, like I said, meditation. It's great to calm your mind, to quiet your mind, center yourself. Journaling, all the things that is going on. It is sometimes nice if you don't really have anyone you can talk to, but if you journal it, it really does wonders because you can let it all out. It is powerful strategy. And so, you want to do it daily, though, because if you only do it from time to time or whenever you're feeling down, it's really not going to be beneficial. But if you're having a daily routine, you're conditioning yourself already to be more positive. So I highly recommend a daily routine. Now, tip number 3, work on your limiting beliefs. I believe success is an inside job. It's not about what you do or what you don't do. It's truly about who you are within and who you need to become in order to allow success, right? So work on your limiting beliefs, whenever you're in a downward spiral, whenever you're having a bad day, tune in, see what's going on. Whatever comes up, write it down. Do some EFT tapping on that. And then also see the higher truth in that. If you're having a bad day and saying, well, nothing that I'm doing is working, and I'm doing these videos, I'm doing these blog posts, no one sees it. Is it really true? That's the thing. You really want to look at what's the higher truth here? Is truly no one seeing your stuff, or do you just not see the results, that no one's maybe returning your messages or, commenting, liking, sharing, or whatever? But I'm pretty sure there are some people that actually see that. So you want to see the higher truth. And then turn your negative beliefs, the limiting beliefs, turn them into positive affirmations. Like I said, you might want to do some EFT on it, or even some other practices to release those limiting beliefs. That's really the one thing, when it comes to success, it's often our ego mind trying to derail us. So work on your limiting beliefs, work on your, self-doubt, your fears, anything negative you want to work on. Now, tip number 4, focus on gratitude. This right there has helped me out so many times, and you want to do that daily as well, especially on bad days, because when you focus on gratitude, it cancels out the negative. It cancels out the bad feelings. It's like, turning on a light switch. You're in the dark, and then you focus on gratitude, and then there will be light. You feel better in an instant. Now, let me rephrase that, though. Not just saying something, gratitude statements, but saying it with feeling. Not just saying, oh, I'm so grateful that I'm waking up today, but no, I'm so grateful that I woke up today. I'm so grateful that I have this wonderful bed, this beautiful pillow, that comfortable pillow. I'm so grateful for the clients that I get to work with every single day. Really say it with feeling. Tap into the feeling. Because if you're just saying it, yeah, I'm so grateful that I have clients, I'm so grateful for the money that I have, you're staying in that negative, but you want to say it with feeling and really tap into the feeling of gratitude. When you tap into that feeling, and yes, even on bad days, that's when it's most powerful, because it might take you a couple minutes to really get into the feeling, but I'm telling you, when you give this a try, especially on those bad days, and you just focus on whatever you can think of that you can be grateful for, within a few minutes, you're not mad no more. You're not feeling bad no more, because you replace it with the feeling of gratitude. And that's when magic happens. Okay, so give this a try. Now, tip number 5, you want to have a strong support system. You really want to have people, you want to surround yourself with people that are like-minded. Now, like-minded entrepreneurs, because if you're hanging out with friends and family, they're not entrepreneurs. They might not get what you're going through. So you want to really surround yourself with like-minded entrepreneurs that help you stay positive, that give you that kick in the behind whenever you need it. You might also want to have an accountability partner. If I wouldn't have had my accountability partners, I probably would have struggled a lot more, because my accountability partners, they said, hey, Kay, you're kind of negative today. So they can call you out on that as well. So really have that strong support system in place, because on those days when you're really frustrated, when you're really close to losing your motivation, having that outside support, even if you're working with a coach, they can, pull you out, say, hey, you might want to check, get your attitude in check because you're kind of negative here, right? You want those people that really call you out on that. And having that strong support system in place, well, they will do just that. You need to just ask and say, hey, I'm going through a rough time right now. Please let me know whenever I'm getting negative again, so I can, snap out of it. So that's what they're there for. You might want to do that, in return as well. Well, tip number 6, ignore them dream crushers and those non-entrepreneurs who simply don't know what you're going through. They don't get that's not their lifestyle. I mean, I believe being an entrepreneur is a lifestyle. We're a different kind of breed. And non-entrepreneurs and people that don't have that entrepreneur spirit, they cannot help you. They cannot support you in the way that an entrepreneur could because they simply don't know. They simply don't get it. So ignore them. Now, tip number 7, do something fun and joyful every day, even if it's just for 5 minutes, but do something that really makes you laugh, that puts that smile on your face. If it's something just going for a walk with your dogs, or I like to just go outside watering my lawn. It's longer than 5 minutes, but I really enjoy that because I meditate during that time. That's like my Zen place right there. But you want to do something that's joyful, that puts a smile on your face, that relaxes you every single day. Without joy, what do we have, right? And the last final tip number 8, is take time for self-care. It's okay to take a day or 2 off. Don't feel bad or guilty if you're taking a break, because guess what? If you don't make self-care a big part of your life, especially entrepreneur life, you're going to burn out. So really make that, a big part of your life. Actually, this week I released an episode on my Abundantly Successful show talking exactly about that, avoiding burnout. So you might want to head on over to abundantly-successful.com to, check out the episode. It was really, there were a lot of great tips in there as well. Okay, so there you have it. 8 steps, 8 simple steps that you can implement that can help you stay motivated in your business to keep moving forward, even on those bad days, even those really crappy days, or whenever you're going through something like an identity crisis. These 8 steps can really help you stay on track. And like I mentioned before, being an entrepreneur can be very, very challenging at times, but you've got to keep going. You started this journey for a reason, right? You probably felt this calling, this deep inner knowing that there's so much more available to you to be, do, and have so much more to make a bigger difference in the world, to help other people, right? So whenever you feel down or less motivated, or maybe even close to wanting to give up or considering that, or maybe you're afraid that soon you get to that point, do whatever you have to in order to keep motivated. If you really have a bad time, reach out to a fellow entrepreneur. Reach out to me. I would love to help you get back on track, get back into the game. You don't have to do this alone, okay? You're not alone in this. But I just want to honor you real quick, okay? And would like to give you that pat on the shoulder, for your tenacity, for having chosen this path. Like I said, it's not an easy path to be on. Being an entrepreneur, it's difficult. It can be very challenging. It can be very lonely. But I want to really, honor you for your tenacity, for have chosen this path, for going after your dreams, for making a difference in the world that you're making. And maybe even if you're not making the difference that you want to make, I know you're on your way. So I really want to honor you for that. And I'm also so grateful to be connected with you. And even if we've never spoken and you've only watched my videos, I'm truly grateful that you're here. Okay, with that said, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found these 8 steps helpful, and I hope you're implementing some of those or all of those, because I know they're going to help you really stay motivated. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, leave a comment below, share it, and make sure to subscribe to my channel so you get notified of the upcoming videos. And with that said, thank you for tuning in. I will see you next time in the next Daily Insight, and I hope you have an amazingly abundant and successful day.